much awaited iOS version. The INC Sign Language Apps is a project of the Christian Society for the Deaf under the Christian Family Organization's Office of the Iglesianicristo Church of Christ. It is a part of the Church's continuous intensive efforts to reach out to and care for the deaf, INC members and non-members alike. This free sign language app includes the following features: 8,000 plus vocabulary entries, all in video, customizable video playback speeds, examples of signed phrases and sentences, categorized everyday signs like alphabet, numbers, colors, greetings, educational terms, medical terms, legal terms, iglesianicristo and religious terms, and many more. User maintainable favorites category, fast search and voice search. All features are available offline. And since these sign language applications contain phrases concerning the iglesianicristo and religious terms, we can use these apps in inviting more deaf fellow men to learn the basic doctrines being taught inside the church. For more information, please visit www.iglesianicristo.net, www.facebook.com/Christian Family Organizations, www.facebook.com Christian Society for the Deaf. Thank you for your support.
This is INCRadio, DCEM 954, the voice of truth, the official radio station of the Church of Christ or Iglesia ni Cristo.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Valley Grown. My name is Melanie Cebu, and I'm coming to you live from Visalia, California. Tonight, wherever you may be, whether you are enjoying breakfast with your coffee somewhere, which breakfast is definitely my favorite meal of the day, or having lunch. If you're in the Philippines, it could be sinigang, which is my favorite dish. Or if you're having dinner with your family, or even having a midnight snack, wherever you may be, whatever you may be doing, we are truly very grateful for for tuning with us tonight. Thank you so much. Tonight, we have a very special topic that we want to talk about, and I'm sure all of you can relate. But before we do that, I would like to introduce the lovely co-hosts and panelists for tonight's show. And they are truly so beautiful ladies, not only in their physical, but most especially in their hearts. So first, coming from the Central Valley coastal breeze of Santa Maria, I would like to introduce Jill San Antonio. Hi, Jill.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. If this is your first time, welcome. If you are a veteran, hello, thank you again. And yeah, I'm coming to you live from Santa Maria. Thank you. Back to you, Melanie.
Thanks, Jill. And we all know Bakersfield produces some of the best produce. And one of them is the best ate. So I would like to introduce, without further ado, Caitlin Bautista from Bakersfield. Hi, Caitlin.
Hi, everybody. That was such a nice intro. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody for tuning in to Valley Grown. Our shows are every Friday nights, 9 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. Back to you, Melanie.
Thanks, Caitlin. And of course, the most important person who's been able to deep her roots down for INC Radio And she's coming from the gateway of the sequoias, right? Which is Visalia. The one, the only, Melvi Tamayo. Hi, ate.
Hi, everybody. Hello, listeners and viewers out there. And once again, thank you so much for being here with us every Friday night, 9 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. My name is Melvi Tamayo. If you forget, and thanks again for tuning in to Valley Ground, where we have meaningful conversations, laughters, entertainment, and of course, a lot of learning and growth from all of us. So thank you. Back to you, Melanie.
Thank you. And of course, once more, please join us in the Vine chat. I want to hear the buzz from the branches. So please share with us your thoughts as we talk about what we believe in tonight. First, have you ever believed in something so strong that you want to share it because it has impacted you greatly? Please let us know. Tonight, of course, here at Valley Grown, we strongly believe in meaningful conversations. We want to cultivate relationships through effective communication and growing together so that we can strengthen the branches that holds us together. So please continue to tune in with us. We will have this discussion and we hope that you would learn something and continue to grow with us. Are you guys ready?
We're ready.
Yes,
All
we're
right.
ready.
Okay, so I would like to know, having that belief is everywhere, right? It's something that may have molded us or helped us in our life, but we want to know, like, from you guys, why do you think having a belief is important? Like, why does it mean so much to you guys?
I would say that I believe, no pun intended, I believe that having belief is putting your faith and trust and hope into something that you don't even see right now, but you know that it's going to happen in the future. You don't know when, you don't know how, but it's going to happen. And it could be pertaining to anything mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically, financially. So for example, physically, if you're not in a state of you're the physical aspect that you want to be in, and let's say you want to lose 10 pounds, but you won't achieve it unless you actually believe it, right? And same thing with, maybe financially, if you're not in a state of being of where you are at in your job, but you know that there's something that you want to move forward in, you see like a position and you know that you're going to be able to exceed in your role, it's more than likely that you're going to achieve it when you believe it. So, and I would say having belief is very important because for me, it keeps me grounded and it allows me to know that all of my sacrifices for that goal, whatever it is that I want to achieve, that I truly believe in, makes all of my sacrifices worthwhile.
I love that, Jill. You mentioned the double G, goal and grounded. So if there's a takeaway I can definitely relate to is believing in something so that you can achieve that goal and continue to be grounded, right? How about you, Caitlin? What do you think?
Kind of like what Jill said, your beliefs keep you grounded, in Valley Grown lingo, it keeps us rooted. To believe in something means, Jill just stole the words out of my mouth. You stole my answer. No, I'm just kidding.
That's why I usually try to go first.
I'm totally kidding.
No, it's because we're on the same vine. That's fine.
Yes, exactly, the same vine.
Right.
Yeah, but to believe in something, it means like having something to lean on, having a foundation you can lean on, whether it's your standards, your values, your faith, a purpose that you have in life. It's important because belief kind of gives us a direction and keeps us grounded and steady when life feels really uncertain. When we hold on to our beliefs, we're more likely to lead with kindness and with hope and connect more with others. And it not only shapes who we are, but how we connect with others. So that's that on that.
I like that, Caitlin, because you mentioned about direction. Because yes, we can be grounded, but we also need to be guided, right? We have to have a purpose. So direction and purpose. I love that. How about you, Ate Melvi? You want to add some golden nuggets to our bullet points here?
They both took the words right out of my mouth. So I'm brain dead right now. Just kidding. When it comes to belief, what I've learned and experienced in my life, I'm going to, of course, relate it in my life's experiences just because I would love the audiences to resonate with this as well. And when you believe in something, you have your purpose. And I think one of them mentioned it. And once you have a purpose, you have your why. Once you have your why, then these actions that you need to take will propel you not only to become a better person, but also to learn, to grow, and achieve that whatever it is that we desire to achieve to make our life so much better. It's because when you believe in something, you don't necessarily, I think Jill mentioned this, you don't necessarily need to see them, but you feel it in your heart. And sometimes what you feel, I'm having goosebumps all of a sudden, when you have that strong feeling, like a strong connection. Let me give a specific example. When it comes to love, right? You just feel that it's like that person, you're so drawn to that person that you think he or she is the one. Then you get to that direction and you're like, you know what? I'm going to take a risk. And because I believe in my heart that this will get me somewhere. Same thing with working out. And again, I always say, share this even with my friends or coworkers or even the people that I know about. I always say, you'll never know unless you try. And the reason why I'm saying this now is because I hesitated when I was younger. I never wanted to learn new things. I was all about the comfort. I was so comfortable in my own zone that I didn't want to expand that. And so when I learned that you can expand your horizon, you're able to not only amplify your life, but know your true potential.
I love that. I could totally resonate, like you said, resonate. I could totally resonate with that because I feel like belief is rooted within our brain, and that's where it all starts. And then from there, everything just kind of trickles in. You start to do the work, you start to really believe in yourself, and then you start to, everything just becomes so defaulted into what you believe in that nothing else matters. And you're so, laser focused on that. So I love that.
Yes, and I want to also mention you, Ate Melvi, because you also said, there's growth, there's results. So it's kind of like in a tree, right? Like Caitlin mentioned about being rooted, and then Jill mentioned about being grounded, and then now you're saying it's growth. So I just love that all those that you mentioned, all three of you, really results on what belief is all about. So thank you for sharing that. I really appreciate that. And like what you said, I'm getting goosebumps right now. Actually, I'm also very nervous. My first time hosting, but I just love that you guys are there to definitely identify this topic for tonight. So I really appreciate everybody. Of course, I know that in general, we already know what belief is in our hearts. Can you guys share at least like an example of a belief that you really made it as something that became grounded, rooted, and now it has grown in your lives? Even if it's just one sample.
I'll let somebody else go first.
I'll totally go first. I mentioned this so much on previous episodes, but it's just because I really believe in it. I always believe in leading with love and empathy. It's not always easy because sometimes people respond with cynicism or just having a negative outlook on the world. And at times it could be so easy to match that energy. But like what I've said in past episodes, being around like cold, cynical energy, that conversation feels like a drought, But, I've seen how choosing kindness and compassion and hope, choosing to listen instead of ignore, dismiss, creates connection. And that's what our show is all about. And that's what I believe in. That belief has shaped me into someone who wants to understand others. That's why I'm such like a yapper. Like I love talking to others because truly I just want to understand them and empathize with them and know where they're coming from. It's grown me into someone who is stronger because like kindness and empathy takes courage in a world where negativity can just be so prevalent and loud. So that's what I really believe in.
See, I
love
told you there's that best produce in Bakersfield. That's Ate Caitlin. Yeah. I just love you have you know your background or whatever it is that you believed in that molded you into who you are today is definitely what we are talking about. You just hit that point. And I know the other ones too. I'm excited to hear from them. So let's see who's next. All right,
Okay,
let me just choose.
So
Everybody wants to go.
I'm looking at Jill. I'm waiting for her to open her mouth. No, I'm just kidding.
All right.
Go for
I
it.
love Caitlin's answer because I certainly
Relate.
believe in that and I can relate to it.
Okay.
And when it comes to mine, again, it's all about my experiences from the growth that I've had from then and until now, and what really taught me when it comes to the various situations I've encountered in my life is the power of words or the power of communication. Because when it comes to honing your skills and communicating, you're not only able to improve yourself, but also your entire relationships with everyone else, whether if it's at work, whether if it's at school, whether if it's your coworkers, your friend, your relatives, everybody. And I've never believed in the power of the influence of the words and how we convey message, how we can easily, let's say, impact others by love and empathy and also kindness. When you have a good character in you, it radiates not only within you, but others can see that as well. And the minute you act, the minute you say things, the minute you mean what you say and you say what you mean as they say it, then they can see the difference in you. Because I was never one to really open up. I never really knew what the power of the way we can communicate and how we can convey others or convey the messages to others in a meaningful way, in a specific way, the clarity, because there's so many misunderstandings. One word can create a huge misunderstanding, let's say between husband and wife, even a tone, or when you start rolling your eyeballs, for example, right? So you have the nonverbal cues, the verbal cues, and then your whole entire physique, your actions will impact everything with whatever it is that would come out of your mouth. So words, the power of words are definitely very important. And again, I always tell people this: if you improve your communication skills, you definitely improve your whole entire life. And knowledge, by the way, it is indeed power, right? We're all about learning here.
Yes.
But knowledge applied is much more powerful.
That is so true. And I totally agree with you. I love everyone's response. But for now, I would like to let's take a break. We're definitely going deep and diving in there. But for now, we want to know what's blooming in the district of CBC.
All right, for all of our interlocal activities from within our district here in Central Valley, California, everybody's so active. And we also believe that physical fitness plays a huge part in our lives. It's so important to stay fit and to always be active. So we'll show you some of the photos from locals of Fresno, Lemoore, and Orosi right now, how they stay fit and what are these activities that they're holding in the different locals. It's a mini competition, actually. So there we have the basketball and the volleyball. I know that a lot of our brethren here in the Central Valley, California, love to play sports. So if we can show some of those photos right now, that would be great. I know, Melanie, you've attended. I think it's been a couple of weeks now that's been going on. So we appreciate everybody's help and support and also your way of just supporting all of our local and district activities. So while we're waiting on the photos, the next big one that we're going to have this month of October, as a matter of fact, is called, I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's the Blood Drive and the Family Fun Day. And this will be held in the local of Orosi. So the time will still be determined. So watch out for that. Save the date already. I believe that's on a Saturday, right, Melanie? So it'll be on a Saturday. Again, if you haven't been to Orosi yet, where we're at, where Melanie come join us and see what Orosi is all about. And I'm sure that last time we'll have such a wonderful time together. So thank you, everybody, for always participating in all of our district activities. And I'm sure that we'll have more to come. So we'll keep an eye out. All right. Okay. I think that's it for now. So back to you, Melanie.
Thank you. And of course, we don't want to forget our beloved viewers and those who are tuning in with us. Now let's go ahead and go to our Buzz in the Branches with our Vine Chat.
All right. So from our Vine Chat, the buzz. Well, it's buzzing, all right. There's a lot of people in our Vine Chat right now. So right now, one of the comments is from one of my aunties, actually, Annalisa Castillo. Greetings to all, especially to our relatives in Bakersfield, Cuero Mel Cardoso Bautista, my dad and family from the Castillo family of Anchorage, local Alaska. Melissa Benedicto saying hello, everyone in CBC. Julia Whitman, hi, Julia, saying happy Friday, everyone. Someone in our Vine Chat with the name, I can't pronounce it, it's IBEIANNN, saying that it's 65 degrees where they're at and a bit windy. How about your area? I think it's about like roughly the same, actually. Ka Will saying happy viewing from Lemoore Function Hall. Greetings to everyone from the Enriquez family. Omel Elliston saying hello, everyone. Hi, Omel. Melissa Benedicto saying hello, beautiful ladies. You're beautiful ladies. Thank you. Well, thank you. So Mario Oka, an avid viewer of Valley Grown, saying good morning here in the Philippines and enjoying watching. Greetings from local of Brixtonville, District of Caloocan North. Julia said, amen, Jill. So whatever you said, Jill, they really, really agree with it. I'm not sure which part that was, but they agree. Well, yes.
Thank you. Thank you. I don't remember what I said, but thank you.
And then our one and only Terry Soriano saying hello for everyone. Another broadcast of great discussion by our lovely people. And one from my cousin, Mbong Lehman, saying happy viewing to all. Hi, Caitlin. Hi, everyone. Tito Tolit, Tita Gina, Lolo Roli, Mama Lily are watching right now. So proud of you. Okay, I'm not going to read the rest of that because I don't want to. They're my family in the Philippines, so I really appreciate their support and their support for Valley Grown as a whole. Louis Angeles saying happy viewing from local of Bakersfield, and Terry Soriano saying hello po ka Omel, ka Julia, Gladys, ka Edwin, ka Acer. Thank you po for your support always. And once again, thank you so much to all our viewers who continuously support Valley Grown. Your support means everything to us. And just keep tuning in every Friday at 9 p.m. So back to you, Melanie.
Thanks, Caitlin. Thank you, everyone, for sharing your thoughts. We truly appreciate it. That inspires us all the more to continue our discussion. And now we're going to continue to dig deep. We're like shoveling. My paddles are ready. Okay, so now we know what our beliefs are, right? And we want to know if you know that this is something that has impacted you in such a good way. How are you able to share that and also make a great impact on others? Take it. Okay.
All right. So if you're new to the show, hello, everybody. I'm Jill Santona. But if you're a veteran, you know that I've been talking about promoting and living a healthy lifestyle. I enjoy, going to the gym, working, just doing different types of, workouts and lifting and just different activities, right? But it's more so a way to live a healthy lifestyle, like I mentioned. So for me, I truly believe in that. I'm very passionate about it. And whenever I have these conversations, or even just talking to people in general, it's not so much, do this, do that. It's more of like, okay, well, what works for you? Because what might work for me in the gym, some people might not be as well versed in lifting. I definitely was. So for me, the reason why I started was back in COVID, unfortunately, instead of gaining weight, I actually lost 20 pounds. So from that, I don't know, COVID and like the pandemic and just all the things that were going on in life. So my goal and what I believed in was I just wanted to get stronger. I just wanted to get stronger. I wanted to build muscle. And from there, everything just kind of like fell, I started to be more interested about just living a healthy lifestyle, having a balanced lifestyle. So whenever I have these conversations with people, with anybody, friends, family, anyone in general, I always mention, like, I don't think of it as you have to give up anything, for example, like diets, you always feel like, oh, I have to stop eating this. It's not so much that. It's just more of like, okay, well, what works for you? What's your lifestyle? What are you interested? Some may be into pickleball, some may be into running, some may be into, different types of activities. So that's kind of like the way I gear my conversations about just promoting a healthy lifestyle. I try not to, of course, force any type of belief of what I do. I box, and maybe not a lot of people box. So I find it fun, and some people might not. So it's just kind of going out there and just figuring out what works best for you and just kind of, starting. So that's my answer.
Thanks, Jill, for sharing that. And I think, as you promote fitness, you also become that role model, right? And at the same time, I love that you are able to communicate that in a way that provides support, because sometimes we can push our beliefs, but then if we don't provide that example, I guess, and then also providing that support by helping them understand, and at the same time being able to just kind of like level with them, because they have to start somewhere. They cannot just be at, you cannot be at here, you have to go down here first, right? So I just love that, Jill. Thank you so much for sharing that. All right, anybody else?
I share what I learn. That's my action. I used to be the mentee, now I'm becoming the mentor for those, especially for those who struggle being able to convey their words, or let's say they want to improve on their communication skills, or they have an interview for a job, or they need help with a resume, or they just need help communicating well. I tell them all the time, I share what I've learned. I would practice with them sometimes. I would give them tips, because coming from a place where it was really hard, because I'm one to shut down when I'm not able to express myself. Now I'm able to control my emotions, and then think with logic, and then be reasonable, and then be clear when it comes to conveying the message that I want to convey. Because like I said, I am a believer that if you improve yourself, your relationship with others will also improve in life. So that's what I've been doing now.
Thank you for sharing that. The mentorship, that's always a must. People always need a mentor. You may not think it's a mentor, but somebody that guides you definitely will be the one to help you, because they want to see you become better than even themselves. So thank you for sharing, Ate Melvi. I really like that. And of course, last but not the least, Caitlin.
I do want to mention that something that I noticed in Jill and Melvi's responses was a form of strength. Jill mentioned that she wanted to get stronger physically, and Melvi is helping people by being a mentor, helping them become stronger. And I feel like that's so beautiful. Finding your belief in something, there's a sense of strength that comes with that. So I really enjoy your responses, and I found similarities between the both of them. So I just wanted to point that out before I share. So so a turning point for me, like what I mentioned, I love to lead with love. I love to lead with empathy. And a turning point for me was realizing I didn't have to match the negativity or pessimism I saw around me. Like even when I was in school or at work, like my colleagues or like my classmates, it would be so easy for them to speak negatively. But instead, of choosing negativity, I always try to promote to choose with hope and light. And I felt a real change when I lead with that. It not only changed the way I see myself, but how others open up around me, if that makes any sense. So creating a space of safety and understanding and leading with empathy and love, that was a real turning point for me.
Yes, Caitlin.
I know. Positive leadership. Oh my gosh. That's all what we need, especially right now with all the negativity around us. So thank you, Caitlin. We really appreciate that.
Now, before you close, Melanie, before we forget, this is an important. I think we almost forgot.
No, I had it in my mind. I know exactly what you're thinking. And I was like, wait.
I forgot about it. Y'all reminded me right now. Sorry.
Yes.
You got it. Go for it.
We would like to extend our greetings to our beloved brother Rudolph Ilaga. Happy birthday to you. He's the one who's leading us in our Valley Grown satellite right now. So thank you for all that you do, and may God continue to bless you in all of your endeavors, and enjoy your birthday po. Anyone else want to say thank you?
Okay, so because of our time, it's as much as we want to continue, I just want to do a quick summary. Let's continue to believe. Let's also continue to establish those relationships with trust, and we have to lead with, like what Caitlin said, balance and love. I want to thank our INCRadio station manager, Brother Wally Taray, our Deputy Executive Minister, Brother Angelo Iranio Manalo, and also our Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo. We want to share our deepest thanks and gratitude to our church administration for their infinite love and support for our faith and spiritual endeavor, especially our INCRadio station. We want to thank especially Brother Eduardo V. Manalo for your genuine and complete love and care for all of us. And we want to continue to thank you so much with our deep love. Thank you, Paul. And with that, I think we end our show. Oh my gosh, I made it. Bye, everybody. Tune in next time.
Thank you so much,
everyone.
See you next week.
Bye.
Hit that notification bell.
Yes.
Have a great weekend.
Bye.